Hey, so I've got a little time today to spend in the shop, and I was just looking over the work from the other day. It's in really good shape. So the next thing I need to do is, of course, I'll double check my dihedral angle, and I will double check that this angle of incidence matches the root. I believe I have these set correctly, but I'll double check that because I'm getting ready to. Actually, I was just going to mention that these rolling stands work out great for this, because you just keep sliding it up a little bit and lock it in place until you've got everything right where you want it, which is actually really nice. It saves a lot of blocking and stuff that you might have to do. And hey, I also wanted to say I've been thinking about some different ways of kind of managing this root area right here. I've seen a number of different applications on how to do this, and I'm just curious what your thoughts are, what you've seen, what you've experienced on how to resolve that. I believe, if I remember correctly, I used some thick insulating foam that was adhesive backed on my last project. I'll have to go back and look at my photos and see if I can see what I did, but whatever I had seemed to seal it up nicely. And then I've also considered just getting some kind of polyurethane foam and wedging that in there, and then shaping it and then attaching that to the wing root as well, and fiberglassing it or something like that. But I'll figure something out how to deal with that a little bit further down the road. So yeah, so what I've got to do today, I've got to get the brackets made so I can start getting these strut tubes in place. So last time we cut a bunch of material up right at the end of the day, and I've got that sitting here and ready to drill some holes and So I'm going to just start with these two brackets here. I'll move the other stuff out of the way and find that plan sheet here. Right on top. All right. So I'm making this one. It gets 4 quarter-inch holes, and it says to drill them all now. So some locations it actually tells you which ones to drill and which ones to save to drill at assembly. So pretty easy to follow there. So I'll get a quarter-inch bit chucked up, and then I can also drill at the same time all the holes for these two brackets that come out of this piece of a 2024 T4, and I can do that at the same time. But first we'll get this kind of profile set up and get this drilled, and I need to kind of clean up the edges on this, so I'll do that, and then we'll drill some holes here. All right. All right, so I know what someone's gonna think, like, oh great, we get to watch Dennis make brackets again. I won't drag you through that. Obviously they have to be made, they're part of the process. So what I thought I would do is I would just show you part of the way I do this. When you have two brackets that are exactly the same, you can save yourself some time if you just make your marks on the one bracket right here, and then just use your square and just mark them both at the same time. I'll put all my pin marks here. and it's actually super helpful to do that. So just like that. And then these marks here actually get transferred to the sides right here. So this mark is right there. That's for this hole right here. And this one gets transferred to the side. And then I'll just mark those off as well. All right, so when it comes to drilling these small tubes, the first thing I do is I just use a piece of wood that's not as thick as the tube itself. And then I make myself, so I went ahead and marked these. It's 1/2 inch from the edge on one side, and then 5/16 from that mark on the other side. So those will get drilled out as well, those 2 blocks. And I got the other 2 marked. So here's what I do. I just take this tube and I just lay it up against a piece of wood like this. And then it's just real easy to just make yourself a nice center line along there, like so. And it's easy to follow, nice and straight. Then we'll use our, we'll use the little block of wood with the V block in it that I made for drilling these. We'll get that set up after I get these 4 marked. And we'll do the same thing with the tubes, except we probably will need to use something longer to get those for the strut tubes. For the short ones, this is really easy. So now I'll just get the marks on here, and then I'll get the center punch out, and then we'll grab the block that we used for drilling, get that clamped in place, and then we can drill some holes in these guys. All right. All right, so that's all the time I have for today. That's what a aluminum drilling and shaping session looks like right there. I've got these brackets, these blocks with the holes on both sides. These tubes are the only ones that get drilled. This first hole before assembly. These sleeves all get drilled at assembly. So now the next thing is I have one more steel bracket to make a pair of them that look a lot like this, except they have a couple 3/16 hole and then a 1/4 inch hole. And once I get those two made, then we can cut the strut tubes, which are right back here. You can see them there. We can cut the strut tubes to length and start getting this worked out. So I've got like a short 1/4 inch bit that I'll be working with, and I'm gonna go pick up a 90-degree angle for a drill bit, which is actually going to help me when I drill the other wing bracket to the carry through member. And yeah, so hey, thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you later.